I thought I'd better give you guys an update about my ongoing exhaust saga. Version 2.0 with the SP Engineering exhaust. Right, so stand by for an update. This is the DB killer that came with my SP Engineering exhaust. I've already tried this DB killer. Unfortunately, it reduced the power that my bike produced. This DB killer is not really designed to be used full time. It's really just designed to get your bike through the MOT. The suppliers of the exhaust actually sent me a duplicate one of these in order for me to try and cut it down to see if I can get the right combination of power output and sound. I did cut it down about halfway and the results were not very good. It sounded horrible. Now, one comment on my on one of my videos suggested drilling holes in the side tube of the DB killer, and that might help. Well, the one I had already cut down was basically beyond saving at that point. I didn't want to drill this one because if I end up selling the exhaust, I want a complete DB killer to sell it with. So I came up with another solution. I found one of my cheap eBay ones that I'd used previously on the Leo Vinci exhaust. Problem is, the diameter for this one is too small for the exhaust. But I did come up with a kind of a workaround. And that workaround was basically to squash the bottom end of the DB killer in and put a washer in there. Terrible bodge, I know. I put that combination in the end of the exhaust. And unfortunately, it sounded terrible. Let's start the bike and see what it sounds like. The answer is terrible. I had to come up with something else. So I thought I'd look around to see if I can find a DB killer with the correct diameter. So I found this. So you can see a kind of a honeycomb-like structure to this. Can I show you in some light? Can you see that? As you can see, when we look down the end of my filthy exhaust, if I put this in, it just drops in until it hits the another part of the silencer internals. So it's loose. It's got no hole to help me screw it in. So the question was, how can I keep it in the exhaust without it flying out? And then I had a brainwave. What if I took this bit of the DB killer, cut it here, and use this bit in the silencer to stop this bit being chucked out the end under exhaust pressure? And here it is. I've ridden the bike a couple of times now with this kind of combination in the back of the exhaust. And A, it sounds good enough to live with, and B, I think the bike actually performs pretty much as good as OEM with this setup. Now, there's only one final snag, and the snag is the space, the gap I have between the DB killer and where this bolts in. It's only about ½ an inch into the end of this pipe. So what I've really got to do then is join these two together. Now, I can't weld, however, I can JB weld. Oh yes, so that's the plan. I'm going to roughen up these surfaces, join them together with some JB Weld, and see if it holds. That's the badger. Done. Sit that there. And we'll leave it.
24 hours later.
Right, here's the end result if the camera stays in focus. Ah, dumping up my bloody helmet. The JB Weld failed. I can't say I'm too surprised really. It's a pretty brutal environment inside that silencer. So plan B, or is it C or D or E, is to use some steel tube. I've ordered some off eBay. It's 51mm. It's the same diameter of the inside of the silencer, and the plan then is to work out what sort of length I need to cut off that to make a spacer, some way of locking that DB killer into place. So when I get that steel tube in, I'll give you guys an update video. Until then, take care and I'll see you soon.